When I sit down with a bunch of my Nigerian friends, 90% of our conversation is usually centered around how terrible the country is and how things are going downhill and how there's no opportunities. But when I sit around with some of my friends who are maybe of other backgrounds and ethnicities who are also based in Nigeria, 90% of the conversation is about the opportunities that exist. Different perspective.
It's just a little clip, but it says a lot. How a person will sit down with Nigerians and all they're saying is just the terrible things about the country, but they talk to other people who live in Nigeria and they're talking about opportunities. My question is, why? For instance, why do we have a stream of people coming in through Murtala Mohammed Airport on a daily basis? And all of in many cases, they are not necessarily, we have our own people. We have people with the same hue, that we have as our skin color. We also have the other side, like we have whites, we have Chinese, and people moving into Nigeria on a daily basis. Yet, the only thing people want to spend their life doing is just talk down on the place. That's why people are not happy. Other people are not happy. So, when he said that, I just felt like, okay, I'm going to share it because things are not perfect, of course. Terrible things happen, yeah, but you can see the good in something. The foreigners are coming in, they're investing and taking money back home. The people here are complaining that there's nothing here. My question is, why are the people coming in? There's a saying in the Bible. Jesus said that the one who has, more will be given to him. The one who doesn't have, even that which he has will be taken away from him. My question is that if he has nothing, where are they getting what they are taking away from him from? It means that he actually has something, he just doesn't acknowledge it. So he's saying, I don't have. Even that which he has will be taken away from him and given to the one who has. And I think we have to change our mindset about Nigeria. I'm not deluded to think that Nigeria is perfect and that we should never complain or criticize what the government is doing. But this mindset where everything you see is just evil, it's darkening your own heart. Your heart becomes darkened. There's a scripture in Jeremiah. It says, certain people, because they put their trust in man, they will not see good when it comes. It's a very powerful scripture. Like, it's not that good is not coming, it's that they are incapable of seeing good when it comes. This mindset of always criticizing and complaining and crying and not seeing anything good, no matter what they are doing, you must look for the evil in it. What is happening is that you are stopping yourself from the ability to recognize opportunity. Let me put it this way, it's not just about money. Of course, money makes sense, like people invest and make money. That's opportunity. But beyond that, opportunity for growth. That you can grow mentally, financially, yes, but you can also grow mentally. You can grow, in the way you see life, in your impact. You are able to help people. You're able to see, for instance, you see something. For instance, was it a book or a documentary I was watching a couple of days ago? Someone was talking about, sometimes when you say to help the poor, it may not even be to give money. It may just be to invest. It may just be to start businesses and just be a blessing or stuff. But you can't even see opportunities to create, to innovate. And by the way, all the Nigerians are always shouting and sinner climbs. You as a person, isn't that there's something in our head that stops individuals from creating those things? And please don't tell me environment. Don't tell me. Let me tell you a person that I think you should research. If you can, please look for this person's name. It's a fantastic model of what I'm about to say. His name is George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver was a black, was a slave, and of course was a freed slave. Was a scientist. This man spent time with peanut, ekpa, and he got over 200 products out of peanuts, over 250 products out of soybeans. And the products include ink, relaxer, all kinds of things, oil, of course, different things, about 200 products from ekpa. Just after, this was in Alabama, just after slavery. That environment wasn't good. We are waiting for perfect conditions. I don't know why scriptures are coming to my head right now, but there's a scripture in Ecclesiastes. Anyone who waits for the perfect condition, if you wait for the perfect condition, you will never sow anything. And if you wait for a perfect condition, you're not going to harvest either. I just think that a lot of us need to change our minds, right? And see the problems, but see the opportunities in there. Because there's no way people are traveling to Nigeria, making so much money, and we want to just japa. And there's nothing wrong with leaving the country. But even when you're outside the country, you see, I know how it feels on Motibo. Let me say this to those of us who are outside the country. It's an opportunity for you to develop skills and to also raise finance to be able to actually compete. Let me tell you one story. In the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, there was a wave of, Japa. A lot of people moved. It was around that time, particularly in 1991, that Babangida decided to give out licenses for banks. That was when a lot of young fellows took advantage of the opportunity. So people like Fola Deola, Tayo Aderiokun, even Elumelu, many of those guys, Erastus Akingbola, a lot of those people moved into that space and took advantage of it. Instead of saying, oh, look at our bank, it's not like JP Morgan, it's not like Chase, it's not like Incon. They tried to create what Jimovia, thank you, Jimovia with Zenith. All of them moved in at that particular point in time. And look at what they've built now. Even if you're abroad, it's an opportunity to see, like, there are gaps opening up in Nigeria. Nigeria is so virgin, whether it's in the electricity sector or in solid minerals, there are or even in CNG, that doesn't cost as much to invest in. Like I always say, I'm not doing any business. I'm not asking anybody to send me money. I'm just saying that look out, study these things, these gaps. Your wealth is in the gaps. The ones you recognize, by the way, and the ones you take advantage of. So let's see beyond, all the problems which are real for the most part, but there are also opportunities that a lot of people don't talk about. And that's the way we can win. There's an interview of Michael Adenuga that I watched a while back, or was talking about how he made money. Of course, we can talk about what happened with Glow and all the money and everything, but in the beginning, it was just cars and carriages. And people say things like, oh, it's not like that, not like that. One of the things I've noticed about life is this. It doesn't matter how you start or with what you start. You may not end up there. For instance, Nokia was not a telephone company, it was a paper company. Samsung was not doing all of these things they were doing before. Opportunities will come. Ericsson, back in the day, if you remember when we were in school, when phones were just coming out at the time, Ericsson, phones. Now they don't do phones again. They just focused on another part of tech. I just think that once you get involved, once you get your foot in the door, the opportunities will come. You could be a tailor and become somebody that owns oil block, e.g. Fulorun Shalakija. It's just about seeing the opportunity first, and then you never know where you're going to get to. So from selling car radios, it's all about is owning so many things now. I'm talking about Makadenuga. I think we can do the same thing. Even Dangote, And I know you can say, oh, but he has government patronage. It's not the person that starts something that government will patronize. We are not even doing anything. We're just shouting, hey, that one, if he doesn't have, it's not that the government has given him monopoly. He will not have, okay, you come and do your own Ludo. If you don't like monopoly, at least do something and then we'll build something,